Okay. So we're getting into a situation at a school that happened. And I'm just gonna say this. This is straight up absolute bullshit.
Renee Smith say their
Mm-hmm.
sons weren't comfortable with a biologically female student
Mm-hmm.
who identifies as male using the boys' locker room at Stonebridge High School. In this video, first
Look at this
obtained by
shit.
7 News, the boys can be heard asking why they're
And if you know, this is a boys' locker room, which also has a bathroom. If you look right here, there's a literal shower. It's literally illegal to record in a bathroom. That's the very first thing. The second thing is all these guys are minors too. And look at that. This guy was putting his pants on. These guys were changing. And then this girl thought it was her right to record people do whatever the fuck they want because apparently the laws don't apply to her.
was a girl in the boys' locker room.
Jesus.
The video was recorded by the female student, who then complained to administrators about their behavior. On Friday evening, Seth and Renee say their boys were notified by Loudoun County Public Schools that
Mhm.
LCPS's Title IX office found them responsible for sexual harassment and sex-based discrimination.
Yeah, sexual harassment, sex based discrimination. All the while, she feels entitled enough to basically walk into a boys' shower room, go into a place that's supposed to be only for guys, do whatever the fuck she wants, record them. She possibly has other recordings of them, like literally getting their pants on and shit, being entitled, going up to the school. Like she did this on purpose. There is no accidental. And then she brought it up to the principal, and then they got these two boys sexual harassment stuff. It's like, of fucking course. And this is the problem with so many women like this, which is they see an area that men have. And the thing is, this is a bathroom. So legally, men and women have separated bathrooms. That's how it works. But then they see it and they feel entitled to go in there because they feel like reflecting their entire worldview and changing everyone else's opinion to what they want it to be is the right response. Then they do this bullshit. They get the boys in trouble. And that tells you a lot about that school district. It's a piece of shit. Whatever school this is, they need to be sued to oblivion by the parents. And it's not even anti discrimination, because bathrooms are supposed to discriminate between both sexes. So there's not a lot of, people intermingling with each other. Unless it's a family restroom, guys and girls go there separately. The only people allowed to go in the bathroom of any other gender is literally that, is literally just workers that clean them. That's literally it. The only people allowed to go into both bathrooms. Anyone else who does that, that shit is weird. That shit is creepy. And the fact that you decided to do it is no. Holy crap.
I would say like the first reaction was like some anger because we were
Of
just
course,
really,
anger.
concerned with all this stuff. There was that. I was saddened by the decision-making process and how that went.
Seth's son faces a 10-day suspension and
Oh,
additional discipline to be handed out by school officials after a meeting with him.
oh my
Renee and her
god.
family moved out of state this summer, but if her son were to ever return to the district, says LCPS, he would be suspended then.
Absolutely floored
Oh
that they
my
came
god. And they suspended him. That tells you the school district is not about protecting children, about keeping them safe. They're about throwing out their specific ideologies in order to force children to do what they want. This school is a piece of shit and must be shut down.
back and branded my son responsible for sexual harassment and sex-based discrimination
Hmm.
with no solid evidence whatsoever.
Yeah.
We're talking about, scarring him for life
Yep.
by a biased process that's supposed to protect fairness. It's shocking, it's wrong, and it should terrify every single parent.
Renee's concern is this will
Dude, and I'm so glad this mom took the side of her boy. So freaking glad. Because this is an accusation that could easily destroy a boy's life and reputation based off of an accusation alone. There is no proof needed, even if they're found innocent of not doing anything wrong. The repercussions are so bad that everyone else would treat them differently from now on. That is something that this girl decided to pull bullshit on, decided to potentially ruin this guy's life, all for the sake of her ideology. Oh my god. But yeah, whoever that girl was, absolute piece of shit.
Follow him because it's on his permanent academic record and could impact his college applications. LCPS's policy allows students to use bathrooms and locker rooms based on their chosen gender identity. Seth and Renee believe LCPS is sending a message that any student who expresses views that disagree with so-called Policy 8040 will be punished.
They're going to have to follow what Loudoun County says, what they believe is right, and what goes against other people's beliefs or what we believe is right.
You know, what they're doing to our children is just despicable.
Now, the boys and their families have a small window to appeal LCPS's decision. 7 News reached out to LCPS for a response on their findings in this case. They did not respond to 7 News.
Of
Now,
course
the
they
Family
didn't.
Freedoms Law Center, which has been representing the boys and their families in this case, says they're going to continue
Thank
to
God.
work on this case until this decision is overturned. Nick Minock, 7 News.
Oh my God! Thank God. Thank God that they're on their side. Yeah, that school needs to be sued to oblivion. I don't care how much money that school loses. Win that lawsuit because you deserve to win. They did everything unjustly, potentially ruining the lives of the boys for the rest of their entire existence, all because they're going to put that in their school record, all out of the sake of a bullshit thing that never happened. This school knew what they were doing. They are actively being predatory and hurting these kids. Oh my God. But yeah, absolute shit.